Hey guys, so yeah, first video out of the gates for today is obviously from the self-defense training system. Here's Damien Ross. Now this particular one I'm going to show is for extreme close range. It's to be used for extreme close range combat. Now, obviously, if someone's extremely close to you, you've sort of, well, I won't call it a mistake, but they shouldn't be that close anyway. You know, one of the main things that the self-defense training system teaches that to keep anybody at a distance, and if they get within your distance, that's when you go, you go proactive. Basically, you make the first move. But anyway, yeah, guys, I'd appreciate it if you can, if you get anything out of these videos that I make, hit that subscribe button. Now, also for anybody out there that does gym work, any sort of jogging, running, exercise, martial arts, anything, anybody who does a workout, gets a sweat up. I'll put links to a what I think is one of the best healing modalities on the planet. It's called earthing, which is basically connecting with the earth. The easiest, simplest, and most free way to do it is to stand barefoot on the ground. If you don't want to get jet lag, say you fly around on planes a lot, as soon as you get off the plane, take off shoes, stand on the ground for about 10-20 minutes, and you won't be getting jet lag. But it's good. What do you call it? Earthing is. I use it. I've been using it for about 5 years. I haven't got any inflammation at all. I had no pain within my body at all. And I'm coming up for 60 years old, so that's not bad. Now, the thing with earthing is it stops all inflammation in its tracks, basically. And these days, the beauty, when I first started, you actually had to sort of go out and stand on the ground. But nowadays, you can buy products that can, like shoes, you can have earthing shoes, so when you're walking around, you're actually still earth, you're still getting the earth. Why earthing's so good? The earth gives electrons that our bodies needs. Our bodies are basically electrical. We're basically electromagnetic beings. So we need those electrons, and in the environment we live in, a lot of our electrons are stripped from whatever. So you can you can sleep while you're earthed the whole night, 8 hours. Just get an earthing sheet. So I'll put links down below. Yeah, so anybody's got aches and pains from working out, whatever, earthing is the way to go. So anyway, back to this. Now, other thing is, for anybody who thinks, close combat is not the real deal, and I don't think Damien Ross would mind. I got a email from Damien Ross in the self-defense training company. I'll show you this. Now, what he says is a few years ago he put just a couple of testing programs on Udemy. Udemy is a for you people that don't know about it, Udemy is a platform where you can create courses, and those courses that he put on there were actually sort of like intro programs. So there was nothing, too outlandish about them, but as Damien explains when he goes into history of close combat and that, close combat was so lethal that the politically correct politicians actually sort of diluted it, watered it down. Sort of weren't proactive in getting this information out there, because it's, it is so lethal, works so effectively, that it's the PC brigade, politically correct people, now say that using close combat is too dangerous and we have a good example here. So Damien put these 3 particular programs, and they're all awesome programs. I'll have links to these all below as well. But Udemy there says the intro programs, and they were just intro programs, are too brutal for Udemy. System. Yeah. Sorry guys, I had to cut something out there. Those of you who know these programs understand what's in them. I guess it was too brutal. As a global platform, we must consider the sensitivities, there's that word, and laws. Never mind the, you definitely, if you're going to get raped or killed, what about the sensitivities of getting raped and killed? They're more concerned of the PC crowd that goes to pieces if somebody calls them a name. So they're more concerned with that rather than people being able to protect themselves and their loved ones. It's a strange world, but there you go. As a global flop, the irony is these are just self-defense intro programs. If you think these are brutal, imagine what they think of Module 9, 11 and 12, or Operation Phoenix. I think they'll have an automatic aneurysm, and I think that's right. Because 11 is, old weapons such as the blackjack, etc. 12 is quick kill methods, and Operation Phoenix is a mixture of all these and more. Because in addition to self-defense, Udemy offers courses in a beginner's guide to Trans 101, a foundational course in transgender studies. Now, I mean, so, hey, nothing wrong with that, but, if you're going to teach that, and this would probably, I'd say these courses would help, transgender people, because I'd say, I might be wrong, but I'd say the transgender people were probably the ones that get bullied the most, so if they learned a bit of self-defense, there'd be no more bullying. So there's another course. So my guess is that all of the other self-defense programs on Udemy meet the same standards as these fine programs. This ban couldn't come soon enough. Goodbye Udemy and good riddance. To celebrate, I'm going to discount the hell out of the banned programs. There you go, guys. So they're discounted at the moment. I'll put a link to this article, and I'll put a I can't actually put a link to this, but I'll put a link to the because this is in my emails. But I'll put a link to all the self-defense programs in my description. So yeah, the PC crowd is alive and well. Apparently, they don't want you to be able to protect your family, your loved ones, everything you've worked hard for. Which is amazing. So yeah, they were banned from Udemy for being too brutal, and they were just the introduction courses. Let's get back to this. This will enable you to create space. So this is, they shouldn't have got close. If they're in close, you've already, you're sort of, in a way, you've made a mistake because you've allowed them to get in that close. So this is to get back on front foot, if you know what I mean. To get back on onto the advantage point. Hopefully the sound's all good.
Stephen Ross from Self Defense Company. We're back in the barn. Today we're talking about working from a extreme close position, or with module 4 of the self-defense training system for mugs and hold situations. Problem that you run into a lot of times when you're practicing grabs and you're practicing wrist grabs, shoulder grabs, all the other stuff, is that you wait to be attacked. You really teaching yourself to hesitate and wait is a huge mistake, and one of the problems you do run into with training with a partner. Now, we know if you can escape the situation, if whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about running. I'm not talking about escaping. There are certain times in certain situations where you don't have a choice. What if it's your job to deal with violence where you can't run? What if you're pinned down? Okay, that's what this is for. All right. If you want to sit there and talk about, I'm not going to sit there and waste your time and talk about running away and escaping. We do that in Module 5. We do that in 60-minute self-defense. It's already done. Okay, this is for when, hey, I got to do what I got to do. That's it. And this is the best way, most efficient way, most high percentage success rate tactics that you're going to find out there. That's it. Okay, don't bother let's not waste each other's time with all that other nonsense. Yeah, we know that if you can escape, you tried it. But hey, sometimes you can't, and this is what I'm here for. Today we're just in front of our dummy. We're just doing the elbow spike, edge of hand, chin jab combination. So first it snaps up. Doesn't matter if it hits the target. All it's got to do is just make them flinch. Here my chin is tucked. I'm protected. The only targets I'm presenting are my forehead and my elbow. Now I open up, edge of hand, chin jab. Okay, so again, we're here. I sense the threat. Again, just standing in this position. He's pressing me. I move, I look. Hopefully it's not your buddy.
Okay, guys. There you go. One more, and I've got plenty more to come. So don't forget to, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button on your way out. Plenty more to come, and I'll leave all the links for all the material that self-defense training system has got going. And if you don't think that that's that's going to hurt, so there's a if you feel you're trapped in extreme close quarters like that, that'll get the odds back in your favor, that's for sure.